Hey, good morning. It is time for our Command Center weekly updates. And we have a lot to share. Wow, things are really starting to pick up and move. The most important thing I think to share right now is that we are 107 days from our October 10th launch. And that is crazy. Maybe I should put a counter on the website. That would be kind of fun. So there's a lot going on. Let's get into it and try to get this covered pretty quickly to keep you updated without dragging it on and on. I wanted to start with something that's really cool. It's definitely related to the expedition, but it is kind of a personal announcement. And it relates to our partnership with junior scientists and in the sea. And honestly, it is a dream I've had since I was a child growing up in South Central Florida. I have always wanted to get a dive certification, and even though I went to Eckerd and I worked on a search and rescue team, and I, was there on the water, I didn't have the opportunity. It just didn't come up. And then I moved far away from the water, and it got further and further away from that dream. One of the other things that I always wanted to do was go to the Undersea Lodge. That was off of Key Largo in the Keys, and that didn't happen either. You have to be a dive certified to get to that. But here's where this connects, because Les Burke with Junior Scientists in the Sea, he's the founder and director of that program, has invited me to bring my water quality science to his August summer camp. And as part of that, we'll be spending a night in the undersea lab there in Key Largo at the Marine Center. It's the Marine Lab, Undersea Park and Museum, and it's the Jules Undersea Lab. So I'll be spending a night, in this lab with some students, which will be so much fun. But I have to get certified to dive to do that, and having a dive certification on the expedition is going to add a whole new level to it, I think. So the week before the camp, I'll be going down to get a dive certification, and I'll be sharing all of that with you guys. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So the Marine Lab, you should check. I'll put this link in the show notes, but you guys should go check it out. There's a lot of cool stuff going on there. It's pretty neat. And also, let me just talk for a minute about this program that Les Burke started. So Les is a 30-year retired Navy diver. So he's got a lot of experience and credentials behind him. He cares a lot about the ocean and the environment, the reefs, and all the things that are going on. And he shares that enthusiasm and that love with kids. He started the Junior Scientists in the Sea program in I believe it was 2005, so it's been going for quite some time. And so he's got his summer camps on the website. They haven't been updated yet, but they are full underway for this year. I think he's busier than a one-armed paper hanger, as it were. And so this is the camp that I'll be attending. This year it's August 9th through the 14th. And I'm really super looking forward to it. This program here is amazing. It is in the Florida Step Up program, so if you have a child that really wants to get like a dive certification and get involved in marine science, because what they do is not just diving, they do marine science, and they work with the Marine Lab, and they work with Moat Marine Labs, and they help restore the reefs, and they do a lot of things underwater that's really cool. So they are in the Step Up program, which means you can use your Florida education dollars to take his courses and get involved in these summer camps, which are phenomenal. I really urge you to check these out. Again, it's Junior Scientists in the Sea. Les Burke runs that. It's a great program. I will link that in my show notes as well. So moving along, let's see, where was I? I've got some notes here. Teal'c is doing great. His training is coming along. He's passed out in the room somewhere under my feet. And he is a really fast learner, too fast actually, because I'm finding that occasionally I'm somehow teaching him to do the opposite of what I want. So when that happens, then we have to like reevaluate and figure out how we need to communicate differently. But fortunately, when I teach him something wrong and inadvertently, and we figure out the right way to do it, he learns really fast and gets it. So we've been posting some short clips and some weekly updates on the YouTube channel, YouTube Shorts and TikTok. If you don't follow, you can follow those. That'd be great, just for fun. We are deep into a vessel search update. We do have a few people looking for us, and I know that Kim Russo at America's Great Loop Cruisers Association is also got her ear down to the rail and listening and sharing with us. So there are folks that are actively looking for leads, but if you know folks, let us know, leave us a comment or send us an email. We are launching probably this week a new short form series with regards to the boat. We're going to call it Would It Work for the Loop? And we're going to walk through specific boats that are on the market and assess them against our expedition specs, what we know we need for the loop and what we need for us on the boat for our crew and for students and for stuff that are going to be on the boat. If you're in the looper or boating community and you know a vessel that might fit and that's for sale, we'll send us the link and we'll walk through it. NOAA, we had our monthly NOAA Phytoplankton Monitoring Network, the PMN office update monthly call this week, and that's fantastic. The PMN is turning 25 this year, so it's 25 years of volunteer citizen scientists monitoring water quality for harmful algal blooms across the country. And they have one of the oldest, longest running citizen science programs in the country, which is no small feat, to be honest. And it's still very active and it's growing, and we hope to bring awareness to that and grow it even more. The energy in that community is pretty cool too. So there's a lot of excitement about what we're building. Having a vessel in the water doing continuous monitoring would be an interesting addition to their database as well. So growing their thing, celebrating their anniversary, bringing on more citizen science to help close some of those water quality gaps is one of our goals. We got 2 community meetings that we attended this past week or recently. The Gulf of America Education Engagement team. The Gulf of America Alliance is a pretty cool organization too. You should check them out. I'll put their link in the show notes as well. They do a lot of education and outreach and legitimate work, actual work in the Gulf states in helping to clean up the water, clean up the beaches, show people what's going on, and promote healthy, sustainable seafood farming as well. So it's a really good community. We're excited to be working with them. I also joined one of the America Great Loop Cruisers Association virtual dock tale meetings. So this is such a great organization. The membership dues are so well worth all the amazing things that you get. But one of those amazing things is these fairly regular virtual dock tale meetings where they'll pull together a couple of topics, they'll put it out, you sign up. When you sign up and then you log in, you get bumped right into that room. So this month I attended this, and they had a doing the loop on a budget, which is fantastic for a nonprofit, right? We want to be spending the money where it matters and not, blowing it at marinas and stuff just to have a place to stay. So there was just so much information that came out of that meeting. Gosh, that one meeting alone is worth the membership. But they do this all year long. We got route intel, marina tips, weather windows, mechanical advice, you name it. So much good information came out of that. So if you're thinking about the loop at all, find a way into those conversations. You have to join AGLCA. It's worth every minute. In those groups are people that have experience doing the loop once, twice, or more, people who are thinking about it, people who are planning it, people who are actively like getting ready to go or just started. So it's just a ton of connections and a wealth of information. Now, as far as our website, I do want to show you, if you go to the Living Loop Lab, down to L3 ports and partners, and scroll down just a tiny little bit, I have completely updated our map with all of the potential. These stops aren't completely confirmed. There's a lot of flexibility here. We're reaching out to partners in every one of these areas. These are the areas that we will most likely stop. And then we're reaching out to partners in that area. It tells you what the port is, and then once we have the partners confirmed, they will be on here as well. What's really exciting is we just updated this segment in the northern bit that goes from New York into the Great Lakes and follows it. We will be going all the way out to Duluth, and then coming back in and going down into Chicago and down the inland waterways. So that's really exciting. Check it out. It's a really cool addition. And then, like I said, as we get partners and contacts, there's going to be a lot more information that fills up that little block there. And if you see that we're going to be near you, but not near enough, and you want us to stop, I'm going crazy with my mouse here. Reach out to us. Send us an email and let us know. Hey, we want you to come, to whatever city, Bald Point. If you're an organization or you're a school group or whatever, and you want us to stop somewhere, reach out to us and we'll figure something out. So these are planned stops; they're not confirmed, and that flexibility is very intentional at this particular moment in time. But please do reach out to us if you want us to come closer to your neck of the woods. Quick update on the Water is Place recordings, the 7 episodes that we are putting together. The episodes have been written, and the work is happening. I went to record last week. We went down to the river, and Teal'c and I were swamped by mosquitoes so hard. I don't think I've ever been covered that fast. So we didn't stay there long. And then since then, the weather here has been really weird. As a matter of fact, right now, we are in a tornado warning, which is kind of strange. So it's Wyoming in June, I guess. What can I say? We will be recording this week if the weather cooperates. And we will be taking deep off-wood spray is what we will be taking. So 2 big meetings that are on the calendar this week that I'll report back on in the next update. We're meeting with Vincent. He's a PhD at the Florida Sea Grant Program at the University of Florida in the Fort Pierce area. We're going to be talking about outreach and potential events on the Indian River Lagoon, also dubbed the IRL. It's on Florida's East Coast. It's a 150-mile lagoon. I believe that's how far it is. When I was a kid growing up in Okeechobee, where there was absolutely nothing, spent most of my time, every moment that I could, in the Indian River Lagoon at various spots. So it's my old stomping ground. It'll be cool to go back there. It's going to be really neat to get connected with organizations and stuff over there through Vincent. It is one of the most important and most troubled estuaries in the country. So we'll talk about that in a future episode. The second meeting I have is Ashley Hill, who is the Southeast Regional Coordinator for the NOAA Marine Debris Program. And we're going to be talking about segments 1 and 2 of the loop. And potential Florida outreach partners that she knows. Ashley's really cool. We've already had several meetings together. As a matter of fact, she got to meet Teal'c when I picked him up in January, early February of this year, when he was still a much smaller puppy. So that was fun. We had coffee at a nice little coffee shop, and Teal'c hung out under the table while we talked all things marine debris and water quality. It was a lot of fun. So also coming up, we are redrafting segment 5, this portion in the Great Lakes. I had originally, through recommendations, I was putting, I was having us in the Great Lakes go more on the Canada side, because I've heard there's some beautiful stuff up here to see. We are going to diverge up into the 1,000 islands up in this area, but I've redone all of this to stay on the U.S. side and have lots of science events and water quality testing, and so I have to redo that whole segment overview doc, and then I'll get those up on the website so you can get a really much clearer picture of where we're going and who we're trying to outreach to for partners. The ambassador program is coming in July. I've promised a deep dive on what that is all about, and I will do that as we get closer to the release of that. When it launches. And basically what I can tell you now is a little teaser. If you have a teen near any waterway in the east, that feeds, look, even here in Wyoming, our water feeds into the Gulf of Mexico via the Mississippi River. So if you have a teen on any waterway that feeds into the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic or the Great Lakes, they can potentially be an ambassador on our program. And there's going to be a place for them in this if they're interested in contributing to real science and real citizen science. So stay tuned for that. It's coming. It is definitely coming. So that's week 4. August 10th is 47 days away. A lot is moving. I'm genuinely excited about where things are heading. If you know about a boat, holler, reach out. We have a contact page, we have email, we have YouTube. Don't forget to watch our YouTube shorts. Follow us on TikTok or YouTube. We're going to be posting clips. We're going to be keeping you updated with Teal'c's training and all things Living Lab Loop. And that's it for this week. It was great giving you guys an update. There's so much going on. Feel free to comment and chat with us.